We came to a decision on our baler. Which one do we have? Guess you have to find out. I'm Tyler. Welcome back to J-Tech Farms. So some of you might remember that a while back we had a little bit of an issue with our 605 Super M baler. If you haven't seen the video, there it is right there. Go back and watch it. You know, after you're done watching this one, of course. And yeah, top roller snapped, collapsed in, belts all jacked up, whole nine. Got to test out one of the 605 ends. Absolutely gorgeous baler. But we were having a little bit of a conundrum, you know, with bad drought years, budgets being tight, crop prices, and everything else. Even though it was a good deal, do we get the N? Do we repair the M? Do I get out of baling altogether? You know, just hire someone to custom do all of our hay for us? What was the decision? Well, now that I caught you up, let's talk about what we decided. We decided to fix it and keep it. Yes, sirree, Bob. Old Faithful is back on the farm. So last video, we were worried about a lot of catastrophic damage to this baler, especially up top here. This top plate, it was kind of bent when that roller decided to give it up. So we thought that that might have translated to some other structural issues, some potential cracking in the actual bale chamber and stuff like that. Turns out, no. It's that plate, they were able to bend one, I think they replaced the other, put a new roller in, everything fit fine. So we're good there. Another thing we were really worried about was having to replace all the belts. That's just more money throwing at it. These are the original belts to this baler, which, you know, for 12 years, that's actually fairly impressive. But these two center belts here caught most of the damage. You can see that little baby chunk taken out of that one, but there was a couple of quite bigger chunks taken out. But our guy said, no, they're not great, but they will run. It's not like we're doing, you know, 10,000 more bales by the end of the year. By the time everything was all said and done, the repair bill for this thing was even lower than our most rosiest, optimistic expectations. To be honest, we were kind of fearing the worst. Kind of a delightful change of pace, not to have something just absolutely trashed and totaled and have to spend a bunch of money in a year where, like I mentioned before, budget's kind of tight. And budget is really one of the biggest reasons why we decided not to trade for this thing. We've been in year after year of bad droughts. Looked like we were, you know, staring down the barrel of another potential fall crop failure. Combine that with terrible prices. We don't do a lot of hay anyways. The repair bill is lower. It just made sense to keep this. Now, don't get me wrong. The N is a tremendous upgrade to the Super M.
And M, as in Mancy.
What? M as in what?
Mancy. What'd you think I said?
Nancy!
Yeah, I gotta love Archer jokes. So budget, yes, big reason why we decided not to go ahead with the trade on this thing. The other reason, it's not really worth spending the money. The money we're gonna spend on a new baler, I mean, now granted, that new baler could last us, you know, another 12, 15 years or whatever with as little hay as we do now. However, do we really need that snazzy of a baler when this one is still working pretty well and we're really not doing a whole lot of hay every year? This big old patch of alfalfa here is coming out. We've got our new one in production now. It's 10 acres smaller than this one. My uncle's taking a couple of his out of production and moving into a comparatively sized patch. So we're just going to have two patches of alfalfa. Not really needing a whole brand new baler to take care of just that little bit of hay. Now, we do some millet, some oats, some brome hay, stuff like that, but it's nothing to really change the equation all that much. Next year we'll only have 75 acres of alfalfa that gets cut 3 times. To be blunt, the money that we'd spend on a trade for this thing, it needs to be used elsewhere right now. This is not high enough on the priorities list. You know, if for some reason this thing just absolutely craps out, I've got 3 guys that I know who do custom hay work that I can call. It's not the absolute end of the world. On the other hand, I've got an air seeder that this winter, it is staring down the barrel of a major rebuild. And for those of you that have had to pay for a major rebuild on an air seeder, I'm talking the bushings in the row units, because I've got lateral motion in all the row units, all new bearings, bushings, seized arms, you know what I'm talking about, really quickly. So for now, the Super M lives to fight another day. And that's all right with me. This has been a good baler for a lot of years, and hope to keep it for at least a little while longer. Who knows, by the time I'm actually ready to trade this thing off, Bill moved on to the next letter. But what do you think? You think we made a mistake? Doesn't really matter one way or the other. We kept it. Do you like the 605 ends? Leave a comment. All that kind of good stuff, you know. Like, share, subscribe. All the buttons, all the things. Press them. Hope to see you back next time. And as always, thanks for stopping by. I gotta go get some alfalfa baled.